Yellowstone star Taylor Sheridan's life from living in tent to his upcoming projects. Taylor Sheridan is one of the most in-demand writers, producers, and directors in Hollywood, but it took him decades to get to where he is today. Taylor Sheridan, the mastermind behind the Yellowstone universe, has crafted a television empire that's captivated millions. But what do we know about the man behind the cowboy hat? As Yellowstone's 5th season Part 2 premiered, a staggering 16 million viewers were glued to their screens on Paramount Network, eager to witness the beginning of the end for the beloved series. Yet, even as the original saga draws to a close, Sheridan's creative prowess continues to flourish with spin-offs attracting A-listers like Sylvester Stallone, Helen Mirren, Harrison Ford, and Michelle Pfeiffer. Sheridan's journey to stardom was far from overnight, as it took years of perseverance to reach his current heights of success. Early life. Growing up in Cranfills Gap, Texas, Sheridan endured a difficult childhood on a ranch near Waco. The idyllic life he knew was upended when his parents divorced, leading to the sale of the ranch in 1991 while he attended Texas State University, a decision that strained his relationship with his mother, who recalled to Texas Highways, "I don't think Taylor spoke to me for a year." Despite the hardships, the ranch life left an indelible mark on Sheridan, providing rich material that would later fuel his writing career. Reflecting on his craft, Sheridan remarked, "When you write, it's always of an autobiographical nature. Our family ranch has informed Yellowstone in many ways, but losing it was the biggest one." Living in a tent, Sheridan later dropped out of university and spent time mowing lawns and painting houses and trying to figure out what to do, according to Austin American-Statesman. After he was discovered at a mall by a talent scout, the Yellowstone creator landed some acting roles in shows like NYPD Blue and CSI, and went on to move to Los Angeles. With nowhere to go, Sheridan did what he could to earn money and spent time living with his dog in his car. He continued, "I was really broke but made the choice not to quit and go home. I also stayed with friends on a reservation north of Leh. They would let me go up there, and I would pitch a tent." Later in life success, Sheridan finally got his on-screen breakthrough role when he was in his 40s portraying David Hale in Sons of Anarchy. Although, it was at a similar time that he had taken a step back from show business and moved to Wyoming with his pregnant wife, Nicole, who he met teaching acting classes. Sheridan previously told Austin American-Statesman that he didn't like the idea of raising a child in Leh. This didn't stop him from pursuing his dreams with his wife's help, as Papa reported that she maxed out her credit card so he could afford the scriptwriting software program Final Draft. Of course, this investment paid off eventually as he went on to write for the films Sicario and Hell or High Water. While Sheridan was busy with other Western projects, he continued to pen Yellowstone in his spare time. However, getting the show greenlit took some time, as Sheridan insisted on having significant artistic control and being the sole writer and director during pitch meetings. HBO executive Michael Lombardo was supportive of the idea, but there were creative differences with the network along the way. One of these disagreements was over the casting of John Dutton. While Sheridan was eager for Kevin Costner to take on the role, HBO suggested Robert Redford. Even when The Way We Were star was signed for the show, an executive reportedly said, "We meant a Robert Redford type." Esquire reported a conversation between Sheridan and HBO's vice president at the time, John Linson. According to Sheridan, Linson stated, "Look, it just feels so middle America. We're HBO, we're avant-garde, we're trendsetters. This feels like a step backward. And frankly, I've got to be honest, I don't think anyone should be living out there in Montana. It should be a park or something." Despite the issues with HBO, Yellowstone was able to proceed with Paramount, with its first series premiering in 2020. What's next? As per Sheridan's IMDb profile, he has numerous projects in various stages of production. These include 2024, Fast, 6666, The Madison, 1923, and The Landman. In the pipeline, fans can look forward to an untitled Yellowstone Beth and Rip spinoff, which is currently in development, set to carry on the tale of Beth Dutton, portrayed by Kelly Riley, and Rip Wheeler, played by Cole Hauser. Taylor Sheridan's journey from a young man struggling to make ends meet to one of Hollywood's most sought-after storytellers is a tale as gripping as the shows he creates. Best known for masterminding the hit series Yellowstone, Sheridan's rise to fame didn't follow the usual Hollywood script. Instead, it's a story of perseverance, passion, and a deep connection to the rugged landscapes that inspire his work. Born in 1970 in Cranfill's Gap, Texas, Sheridan grew up in a small town where life moved at a slower pace. The son of a cattle rancher, he spent much of his childhood outdoors, learning the value of hard work and developing a profound appreciation for the natural world. This rural upbringing would later serve as a rich wellspring of inspiration for his storytelling. However, Sheridan's path to success was anything but linear. After attending Texas State University for a brief period, Sheridan dropped out and moved to Austin, where he began exploring his creative talents. His first foray into the arts wasn't writing but acting. Encouraged by a chance encounter with a talent scout at a local shopping mall, he decided to try his hand at acting and eventually relocated to Los Angeles in pursuit of his dreams. The transition was far from glamorous. For much of his early 20s, Sheridan lived hand-to-mouth. At one point, he was so strapped for cash that he ended up living in a tent on a friend's property in the hills of Topanga Canyon. Despite the hardships, he refused to give up, working odd jobs to make ends meet while honing his craft. "That period of my life taught me resilience," he once said in an interview. "It was tough, but it also forced me to dig deep and figure out what I truly wanted to do." Sheridan's perseverance paid off when he landed small roles in TV shows like Walker, Texas Ranger, and Veronica Mars. While these roles provided him with much-needed income, they didn't satisfy his creative ambitions. Feeling stuck, he decided to shift gears and focus on writing, a decision that would change the trajectory of his career. His breakthrough came in 2015 with the screenplay for Sicario, a gripping crime thriller that delves into the murky world of drug cartels. Directed by Denis Villeneuve and starring Emily Blunt, Benicio del Toro, and Josh Brolin, the film was both a critical and commercial success, earning Sheridan an Academy Award nomination for Best Original Screenplay. The success of Sicario proved that he had a knack for crafting compelling, character-driven stories set against vast, unforgiving landscapes. Sheridan followed up with Hell or High Water in 2016, another critically acclaimed film that earned him his second Oscar nomination. Starring Chris Pine, Ben Foster, and Jeff Bridges, the modern Western explored themes of poverty, justice, and family loyalty in a way that resonated deeply with audiences. With 2 major hits under his belt, Sheridan was quickly gaining a reputation as a master of neo-westerns. But Sheridan wasn't content to rest on his laurels. In 2018, he created Yellowstone, a sweeping television drama that chronicles the lives of the Dutton family, owners of the largest contiguous ranch in the United States. Starring Kevin Costner, the series became an instant hit, captivating viewers with its intricate storytelling, complex characters, and stunning cinematography. Yellowstone not only cemented Sheridan's status as a powerhouse in Hollywood, but also reignited public interest in the Western genre. The success of Yellowstone spawned a sprawling franchise, including prequels like 1883 and 1923, which delve into the Dutton family's origins. These series have allowed Sheridan to expand his storytelling canvas, exploring different periods in American history while maintaining the emotional core that makes his work so compelling. Despite his success, Sheridan hasn't forgotten his roots. He and his wife, Nicole Muirbrook, live on a working ranch in Weatherford, Texas, where they raise horses and cattle. The ranch serves as both a sanctuary and a source of inspiration for Sheridan, who often draws on his real-life experiences in his writing. "Living on the ranch keeps me grounded," he says. "It reminds me of where I came from and why I started telling these stories in the first place." Sheridan's upcoming projects promise to further solidify his legacy as a master storyteller. One of the most anticipated is Lawman, Bass Reeves, a series that explores the life of the legendary black lawman who served as a deputy U.S. Marshal in the late 19th century. Starring David Oyelowo in the titular role, the show aims to shed light on an often overlooked figure in American history while tackling themes of justice and racial inequality.